Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Stock and this video is for entertainment purposes only. Today I'm talking about Chinese EVs because we got the deliveries. Oh, that was fun. Lee reported, XPEV reported, NIO reported. I got to wake up to this. I had not only a serious case of the handsomes when I woke up, but I also had a serious case of the smiles when I woke up because I took a look at the deliveries. It was a little bit nerve-wracking at the moment, but I think all September was nerve-wracking, waiting for September deliveries to come out, but I pressed that button, I took a look, and we got all positive news across all three, and that's exactly what I want to share with you today. So, stick around, and let's get ready to rock. Welcome back. For those of you who are interested, down in the description you'll find a link to my Patreon. By clicking on that link, going over there and signing up, you get access to my weekly newsletter, my weekly watch list of stocks, my dividend portfolio, growth portfolio, and crypto portfolio. Now, crypto one's pretty new. It's pretty small, but it's growing. And I don't know if you guys took a look at crypto, but crypto's doing all right. I think Jerome Powell with saying that we're not going to ban Bitcoin or crypto. Well, hey, that's a really good thing. I think that's a green light. Plus, they listened to Green Day and they woke up when September ended. And so now we're seeing a Green Day in crypto. But this isn't about crypto. I want to move on from there. So, in any case, the growth portfolio should really, for those that haven't turned things around yet in that growth portfolio, I think Q4 of 2021 and Q1 of 2022 are also going to be very green for us. So I'm highly anticipating those times coming up. We just need to make it through the whole debt ceiling thing that's going on right now. And really with the infrastructure package finds out what's going there. But this isn't about those. This is about the EVs. So it is all tied together, but I do want to focus on the EVs. With that said, also down in the description, I better finish this. You'll also find a link for Moo and Webull. You can sign up, deposit your money, get your free stocks. I get free stocks for the referrals. So it's just another way you guys can support this channel. Cover up your eyeballs, smash around till you hit that like button. Maybe you'll hit the subscribe button on the way, and also ding 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 that notification bell to see anytime that my videos come out. If you haven't checked out my interview with Stock Moe or Stock Moe's interview with me, go ahead and check those out too. He's an incredible guy, and I feel very fortunate that he and I were able to collaborate. It was a lot of fun. With all that said, let's move on to the stocks. All right, so check this out. This is on Yahoo Finance, and so this PR report that we have here. So Lee won 7,094, so just over 7,000, like we'll call it 7,100. Lee won's in September, up 100% year over year, so doubling what we saw in September of 2020, which, it's good to see that sort of big number, and this is during the supply shortage and chip shortage and going through Delta variant. Like, there's still mitigating factors, and they're still putting up big numbers anyway, so I think that we're in really good shape there. Also, when we look at the third quarter of last year, they almost tripled from the third quarter of last year. So for Lee, this is awesome. And I really want to show you this quote that we have down here. And let me see, it is right here in this sentence. Responding to the continually rising orders since the release of the 2021 Lee 1. This is good news. This speaks a lot to demand. So even if those delivery numbers are mitigated in the short term, there's still larger demand waiting for orders to be filled, and that's a good situation to be in for Lee, but it's not typical to just Lee. It's not specific. There's the word for just Lee. It's something that also goes over to XPEV. So when we go over to XPEV, we can see this as well. They broke the $10,000 barrier. Again, this is on Yahoo Finance. So they broke that for September 2021, and they tripled year over year from what they delivered back in September of last year. And we check this out, 25,666 vehicles for Q3 of 2020, and also triple year over year what they had. And you can see for the P7 being wildly successful so far, again, another triple year over year from what they had. And their year-to-date number is actually 4x what it was year over year. So these are really good things coming out for XPEV. And the one that I'm most excited about is NIO. So NIO was a very lackluster August. It was less than 6,000 vehicles delivered. It's actually 5,880. That was the number. So 5,880 in August, and I have this highlighted here for you, 10,628 vehicles for September, and also over doubling, so doubling and then a quarter more again from what they had last year in September. So that's wonderful for NIO. I also cooked up some numbers for you guys, so I want to show those to you, and they also branched out into Norway. And that's not only is that an excellent EV market over there, but it's also one that has significant competition. So when we watch how NIO navigates through that competition, how much market share they're able to capture, those are going to be all very good things for NIO, things to watch that if they're able to really penetrate that market where there is a lot of competition, those are good signs for us. Also, Germany is an important market to watch as well. So everything that we're looking at here, this is all very good news for NIO, that they had just a horrible August into a pretty awesome September. That's like an 80% increase month over month. And we'll take a look at some of those numbers soon and talk about what I see going forward for NIO. The important thing that we see here is that they have been able to navigate through the supply shortage and the chip shortage and actually put out those vehicles. As long as that can continue, and we're really looking for the Q4 guidance from NIO, and I have an estimate written down myself based on some other numbers from Edison U. I'll talk about that soon. I think that we could be set up for some really good things for NIO, and it should inspire the price action between now and moving into Q2 of 2022, and we could possibly even get some upward revisions based on what we see from this and over the next 3 months throughout Q4 of 2021. So with that said, let's move over to those numbers, and I'll talk about what I see for NIO. All right, so what I did was I made a table here, and you can see the NIO deliveries by quarter. And so quarter one, 20,000 vehicles, and that's a 15-ish% growth over what they had in Q4 of 2020. And then moving on from there, they actually dropped. That was a 6% drop from where they were at before, which is huge because we were at 15% growth quarter over quarter. Great. For delivery growth, that was awesome. And then we still had delivery growth. However, supply chain was starting to mess things up into quarter two. The chip shortage starting to mess things up, and that wasn't necessarily adjusted for. The plans were not in place for working our way through the different shortages that we had in Q2. And I think that's when the ship was even stuck in the canal. I think that was Q2 of 2021 as well. So that dropped, not great. And then from Q2 to Q3, we went up 11.6% quarter over quarter, so a 2% change upward in that growth. So starting to get back to those numbers. And then I have an estimate here for Q4 of 2021 that either there is for estimate. So they need to deliver 28,605 vehicles to meet this 95,000 projection for 2021, for all of 2021. And that means that they need quarter over quarter a 17% growth, which is even more growth than what they had back going from 2020, end of 2020 into the beginning of 2021. So where's that 95,000 come from? If we go back over here to this article, this comes from April when Edison U anticipated 95,000 vehicle deliveries for NIO for 2021. Now, mind you, this was back in April, and now we're about 5 months later, a little over 5 months later from when this article came out. We now know more about these deliveries, and what it says in this article is that they actually gave a downward revision from $70 per share down to $60 per share as a 12-month price target. So that means April of 2022, $60 per share with this projection of 95,000 vehicle deliveries for 2021. And so with that in mind, if I go the right direction here, with that in mind, check out over here what needs to happen. So for September, we had 80% month over month growth from August of 5,880 vehicles to September of 10,628 vehicles. And to get this number here, the 9,535 that you see for these estimates for October, November, and December, we can actually drop 10%. They don't have to deliver as many vehicles over the next 3 months, and they can just stay steady at that number. And what that gives us is this 28,605 vehicles estimate for Q4 of 2021. They have the plan in place, and they have the Chinese government trying to help them work through the shortages that they face and work through those supply chain issues. And also they have the branch out into Norway now and possibly even stepping into German territory. If things go well in Norway, we could see them pop up in Germany and really start to capitalize on that market as well. I think that we easily hit that projection of 95,000. Matter of fact, we might even exceed it, which means that that $60 price target that was put out by Deutsche Bank could be something that could receive an upward revision sometime through Q4 of 2021, or maybe even early in Q1 of 2022, that we would take a look at those numbers that we saw for full year 2021, and then take a forward look to see what is projected for 2022, which is already supposed to be an exciting year for NIO. and we show even stronger demand. We show even stronger deliveries than we even thought possible back in April of 2021. And so I think we're going to see upward revisions from where we're at. And considering that right now we're trading under $40 per share, I think quickly in Q4 that we're going to see those low to mid 40s happen very quickly, if not in October, in November of 2021. So within this month or by next month that we start to see that strength come back to the price, and maybe we even end 2021 closer to that $50 mark than I even thought that we were going to. So with that said, I do want to wrap things up for you guys, but I want to take a look at the charts in order to do that. So here's Lee's price, and you can see Lee bottoming out on May 11th. So May 11th or May 13th, those are the two critical days for things high growth. For EVs, that was a big sell-off day coming down out of February, and then they moved up significantly, about 60% to support levels right now from where they sit. And I know that China's having a rough go of it, and that the American markets, the United States markets, are also sort of stumbly right now at the moment. But as that lifts, we're also going to see the return of these prices that we saw before, these mid-30s for Lee. Let's move over to XPeng. So here's XPeng. So for them, May 13th was actually the day that they hit the low point. Like I said, May 11th or May 13th, those were typically the 2 days. And their support levels, which they're currently sitting at, or close to, I should say, right around $34 per share is that support level. And despite all the FUD that we have coming out of China and all the FUD that we have with debt ceiling and the infrastructure package, and we're just waiting for answers and waiting to see how it all plays out. In the meantime, XPeng is down near support. It has not broken down through that support with all that bad news. I think that we're seeing bottom right now, and I think that when we get the green light, that we're going to start to see those low to mid 40s for XPeng in Q4 of 2021. Finally, let's go to my friend NIO. All right, so NIO, their low point took place on May the 13th of about $30 per share. And I've said this numerous times. In my interview yesterday, I talked about it and with Stock Moe. And then also looking back into the summertime, somebody asked me, how low do we see NIO's price going? And I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see it in the mid 30s. And it is. I said I'd be very surprised to see it in the low 30s ever again. And so same story with XPeng and with Lee and in China in general, the China FUD and also the US FUD that we have, and the fact that that these are all sort of beaten down at the moment. I think that we're seeing critical support levels right now, and I think that these are going to hold because they have held so far. So unless we get some even bigger black swan event than all the FUD that we have in the markets right now, I think that NIO is really going to impress us. As a matter of fact, in the pre-market, let's go down to the pre-market hours. So in the pre-market, you can see they actually peaked up over $37 per share. And I think we might have a little bit of profit taking, a little bit of a drop right at the open, or maybe when the market does open, which is in like 3 minutes as of the time of this recording, we could see that going up to almost $40 per share, which would be absolutely awesome. It'd be an excellent move for NIO from where they're at right now. I don't know if the delivery news is enough to break us into 40. However, I think when the strength comes back to Chinese stocks and to the continued strength in the EV market, I think then is when it really puts us up into those comfortable levels. So let me go back to the day chart, tell you what I see here. So we peaked at 55. I think that might be a little bit too rich. I think high 40s to $50 per share by the end of 2021 is actually something very comfortable. And when we have those full year numbers, that will be the next catalyst that we have. And we also want to see how it has affected their margins. Did they have to pay a lot more to get these supplies in? That's going to be more informative to us, and it's going to tell us more about their further price action from there. NIO's all green lights for me, and it's one of the reasons why I absolutely love them and why I'm very bullish on them. And they want to move to be in the global marketplace for EVs, not just China, not just Europe. Hopefully they join us in the United States sometime soon. That would be a very, very big catalyst for price moving on from here. So let me summarize. Lee, absolutely love Lee. I think that they're great. I think that they're going to continue to be strong, and they're not necessarily the same kind of EV play that XPeng and NIO are, but I think that they're going to do very well. XPeng has been putting out some really strong numbers. People absolutely love their vehicles. They're also moving into the European markets. these are all wonderful things for XPeng, and I think that we're also going to see some incredible price action from them, and I think some serious growth is also coming their way, and I think there's a lot of strong demand for their vehicles. So I think that they're also going to move up strongly from where they're at. I think by the end of 2021 that we see low to mid 40s for XPeng. And then finally, NIO. I think NIO is just a champion in its space, and I think it's going to do very well in Norway, and I really can't wait to see how it does against the competition there. If it fares well against the other more established names in Norway, moving into those foreign markets that people are showing those demand, that they love the vehicles, and even so much as that they choose them over other more legacy players or other more established players in Norway, that could be good news for the rest of Europe, and that could also be something that might inspire them to move a little bit quicker into the US markets. So those are my thoughts. And so NIO, end of 2021, just to reiterate, to make sure that I said it, mid 40s, maybe even in that $50 mark by the end of 2021. And then when we know more from that, we could see that filling out of the price, maybe up to that $60 per share in Q2, and by the end of 2022, we really want to watch how the supply chains are going, how the chip shortage is going, how the competition's going, and from there we can further project where these numbers are going to go. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. If you haven't checked out the interviews between Stock Moe and I, go ahead and do that. That was a lot of fun, and I really hope that I get to collaborate with him again sometime in the future. And I hope that there's some other YouTubers out there that reach out and that they want to collaborate. And I'm also going to reach out to a few of them and see if they would like to just talk stocks, talk shop, talk crypto, whatever it is, because I think the conversation element of it, and when you get to hear the differing perspectives, we get to think it over and respond to one another. I think that adds an edge of quality to the content that you miss when it's just a direct presentation like this one. So let me see, moving on from there, down in the description, find the link to my Patreon. Come on over and join us. We'd absolutely love to have you. The community is growing, and the people who are over there are they're incredible. They're supportive. They're passionate about investing. And if that sounds of interest to you, we'd absolutely love to have you. Momo and Weeble, click those links, sign up, get your free stocks. Thank you for the support, because I will get free stocks as well. And then there's, let me see, watching this video all the way through, wonderful support. Thank you very much for that. The like button, eyes wide open this time. Go ahead and press it. Subscription button and notification bell. Go ahead and ring that thing so you can see anytime my videos come out. I'm Dr. Stock. Thanks for rocking with me. Now go get that money.